please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Hello everyone, how do I start this? Welcome to another end of year review. If you couldn't tell from the time, unless you're watching this on Premiere, hi. It's long, it's Foodie Beauty. It's gonna, no, Till, don't go on my desk, thank you. It's going to be absolute cancer. But that's what you're here for, isn't it? A comprehensive breakdown of all the nonsense Chantel, Mariam, whatever her name is, has been up to for the year of 2023. So let us now begin with the month of January. Alright everyone, we're here. Oh dear God, why? We are going to be doing January 2023 for Chantel, aka Foodie Beauty, aka Big Beautiful Me, aka Beezer Productions and all the other shit names she goes with and flip-flopped on. Oh, the pain. During the month of December, she and her husband, Salah, did a lot of vlogging together. It was uncomfortable. So there's going to be a gap, I guess, from last year's end of year review 4-parter and this of 1 month. I needed that month off, alright? So to start the month, to start the year, Chantel got a pet. I think she got 2. I can't remember actually. She got a hamster. Many people took great umbrage with how the hamster was held. I'll admit, it's not an ideal way of starting the year. The home, the habitat was improved upon, fantastic stuff. But as is often the case, many did point out, don't you have 2 cats back home that you abandoned? Oh, and a fat moulding dependent that you also abandon, who spends most of his time bleating on the internet about how shit his life is, which is entirely his fault.
Oh, fucking... Here's the cat. She's had some wet food. She's got tons of dry food. She's got water. She's fine. Now can you shut the fuck up about her?
He's such a loving moulder. Now the first real drama that kicked off actually started in December, and it concerned another person, a former friend of Salah's, although it's equally likely this individual is in on the whole scam. You see, Chantel wrote a check with her mouth that did have consequences further down the line. It is speculated these could well have been legal because when she opens her mouth in Kuwait, the legal side is not on her side, which is ironic considering some of the back and forth she had concerning other people she claimed she was going to take legal action against, once home in Canada. The individual is called Allah, A-L-A-A. They even had a video, a short, explaining they were going to drop the bombshells.
Hello everyone, are you ready to hear the story for Salah and Chantal? I have the truth, just follow me. I need 1,000 subscribers to get live. After that, I will start to give you the real story.
Well, that doesn't feel like a scam in the slightest, does it? Anyway, turns out what had happened was Chantel was online calling Salah's friend Allah a cuckold, who has 4 black guys, emphasis on that part, living with his wife. In that area of the world, she can get into a lot of trouble for this. But that's okay everyone, there's a video for it.
Also, when they were married, to save money because he's such a tightwad, he had 4 black guys living in the house, and he's a cuckold, basically doing stuff with his wife is the what we're insinuating here. Imagine, Salah didn't even want me living with Pete. And he had 4 black guys living with his wife in the same room. They have a small apartment. There was just a partition.
That is check number 1 that has been written so far. We're only 2 days in. The funny thing is there were multiple things going on at the same time, but I want to get this one out of the way first before we go back to the next one, because Chantel did not change. She seemed to indicate she was going to and embrace her new faith, but then her actions seemed to contradict that and imply she was a bit more haram than she would want everyone to believe.
Last night, too much videos coming, bad, about me, about my wife. Already my wife, she don't open her mouth for anything. And even me, I don't tell anything bad. They speak bad about me and my wife too much. We will take action.
let's call that remark, before I play a little more from this deleted livestream, foreshadowing.
Some good people, they make screen record, screenshots. Some judge call me, they are ready. And someone they said I need money. And I bring my wife. She speak about my wife very bad. For Salah, I just to inform you, he's very good and he's very kind. But I don't know what's happened since he started with her.
Naturally, the responses from Salah and Chantal were uber professional, so they hyper-focused on one thing and called it something that it isn't.
And why you start with insulting my wife?
I'm showing pictures of us sitting on the couch together, like...
Yes, he was putting a camera to... by the way, this picture, guys...
Didn't authorize it.
Yeah, we didn't know that he take a picture for us. Okay?
I didn't even know. That's creepy.
It's doxed.
Yeah, that's doxing. It's illegal here.
For those who are interested, here is the picture that they are alleging is a form of doxing. It is not doxing. It is inside a home from a camera, some kind of security lens I would assume, or a pre-done vlog thing. I don't know which is which, I couldn't care less. There are many questions I have. For example, who's the char-grilled marshmallow on the right? And why does it look like there's a toaster on the couch? Now, courtesy of Mo Translates, thank you for doing this, you are an absolute godsend. Nada revealed some points after having a conversation to Allah. Chantal and Salah are not married. Salah worked at Panasonic, quit that, then quit another job. He never owned his own business. His dad is a university professor and hates what Salah is doing with Chantal. I do believe Salah has a perfumery thing going on. Here is a picture. Yes, the bottles do look like disinfectant sprays. It is not my job though to judge whether or not something is a good product. The packaging is a little bit cheap. Can't hate the player for a hustle. Continuing, Salah and Chantal are both broke. Salah sold his car to pay debts. Salah and Chantal moved because they fell behind on rent. Chantal gave Salah 9 grand Canadian. Chantal and Salah still owe money for the camping trip. Chantal was supposed to help clean there, but she did sod all. They didn't even pay for their share of the food. Salah quit his job because Chantal promised him money from YouTube and that she will also get him papers to fulfill his dream of coming to Canada. Salah's friends and family still care about Salah and hope he will get rid of Chantal after he realizes that she is lying to him. Salah is actually half Egyptian. Chantal is paying for the rent on the villa, but if she falls behind, Pete's might have to kick her out. I thought it'd be the other way round. Chantal knows she has broken several laws in Kuwait. Nada and Allah both know they have proof of all of this in case they claim any of it is a lie. Nada believes Chantal is ruining Salah's life because she wants to make Nada jealous and to use the word husband. Allah just wanted to be friendly and ask for Chantal's WhatsApp, but she made it sound like Allah wanted her. This is another thing, and here's a video clip of it.
Okay, here's the truth. You want the truth on Allah Shabib? Follow me. Okay, number 1, do not listen to this guy. He is the biggest loser in the Middle East, alright? This guy is trying to get subscribers by lying because we ignored him. He's jealous and he's mad. You know why? Because when we were camping, he tried to get my phone number behind Salah's back. He asked me for WhatsApp. He asked me for my number.
Salah and Chantal won't show their bedroom. They're not sleeping together because they're not married. I think the other reason they're not showing the bedroom because Chantal already broke the bed.
I did nothing to this guy. Nothing. So he's accusing me of making fun of his wife? He's the one who started disrespecting Salah's wife. And yes, wife. There's no proof. He has no proof of anything, by the way.
Actually, I didn't want to show this, but he pushed me for that. Okay. He was saying in Arabic, so I'll translate for English. Listen, you animal. Okay, this one, the first one.
Illegal to say that.
Illegal.
علي الحرام إن ما رديت هلا بكون حمار إن ما جيتك من الباب وكسرت عليك الباب.
I'll be stupid if I didn't came to your house and break the door of your house. Okay?
A threat?
Threat. Threat. Okay?
بكون حمار إن ما جيتك من الباب وكسرت عليك الباب وبكون حمار إن ما بلغت عليك يجي يسحبوك أنت والشرموطة اللي معك.
You listen, guys. He said, and with your sharmuta.
Oh.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you saw guys who start to insult my wife first in 29 November.
Earlier, we inserted Nada. Chantal had not forgotten about Nada. Oh no. No. Here's a community post of Ponage, as you can clearly see. And if you're curious what the bottom in Arabic says, your mum sucks dicks in hell. She's very tolerant. And it's that same tolerance that caused another issue while she was in Kuwait. You see, Chantel last year had said she was LGBT. She and Pete attended Pride events. But since converting to Islam, she's decided, nah fam, nah. I mean, you can be gay, but I'm not okay with it, basically. Don't bother trying to be rude, contradict, criticize, parody. No, don't do that. Because she'll just block you.
And we are blocking people, so be nice or get lost. I'm the only one allowed to be mean here.
Now, Chantel did eventually, because of some misunderstandings, explain why it is she feels the way she does now when it comes to those who are LGBT.
But yeah, I don't know why you have to put pride flags. I'm not anti-gay. My religion thinks it's haram for same-sex relations. That's what I said. And not just that, I'm not blaming the religion, but I don't think that gay should be illegal. I don't agree with that. So there's some things I agree with, some things I don't. But
Chantel had, previous to this, put out a number of posts on Instagram. This is the first one, One Love Everyone, which, explained a impulsive post from before, which I believe is this one, but I'm not entirely sure. Not that it matters really, all of it makes her look like absolute trash. Now you will have noticed that stream wasn't on YouTube where the Beezer Queen is known. That's because after appearing in a Just Saying livestream, she admitted she had been yeeted for a week. I wonder why. She even went on to admit she actually had been banned briefly.
I don't know how Twitch works. I have some important things to say, and I can't go live anywhere else because I'm banned. Let's put BS.
Well, that's a bit strange, because when Pete's was live, he'd said the following.
For the record, Chantel did tell me that she's taking a few days off from the internet. She told me that she's taking like a week off from the internet. So. Sure. Oh, I'm sure it won't last for a week. It's not going to last for a week now.
Now, many of us believed, hypothesized, that the marriage to Salah was not legit, not real, and or a form of fraud. Pulpy has done a very good job of articulating what it actually is.
Foodie admits it's no longer conspiracy to defraud the Kuwait government. It is fully defrauding the Kuwait government because Chantel has bought into and is employed by Salah's business to receive a civil ID, which is apparently just boom bang done, really easy, and that's how you get married. They ain't fucking.
Chantel, though, ever the delusional type, can't help but show her more artistic and creative side, something that happened earlier than that. Yes, all of this, sort of right near the start in fact. Chantel dropped a song, and I'm not going to deny I may have had a really bad aneurysm moment type of situation deal when streaming to uncover all the valuable intel for this. I don't know how to respond to this because this is Chantel the song. At the end of the day, a Foodie Beauty original sick beat song.
Hey, so I wanted to write a song. It's been a while since I wrote Pathetic and Starfish, so...
Wait, did you just say Starfish?
Since I wrote Pathetic and Starfish, so...
Oh, Pathetic and Starfish. Yeah. Okay, that was right then.
I thought I would write one called At the End of the Day, and here it goes. At the end of the day...
Oh my god, is that reverb?
I will sing you a song. I know you got the notifications on, acting like I'm all wrong, but you're the one watching me go. At the end of the day...
Now, Chantel did go on to later admit that Allah, or that guy and his wife, essentially got her a 7-day ban on YouTube, which tells many of us that Allah may have actually gone through with the lawsuit in Kuwait. So Chantel has been getting more and more active with regards to turning the comments on, for example. As you can see, she's done well there. She also announced she would be super excited to get back into streaming, but then got ill. It also announced that within 3 weeks she was actually going to be flying home, to which she would then also do some exclusive content because she loves everyone. Now, someone had commented underneath a community post. The community post in question is this one. Hey guys, one more thing I think it's important to say. While I acknowledge that reaction channels are a thing and so is online criticism, I don't agree that it is fair for another creator to steal the views of another. I just uploaded my video not even an hour ago, and already a reaction channel has gone live to review it. I will have to check with YouTube if there is anything that can be done about this, but in the meantime, if you want to support me, please do not watch these content thieves. I find it demoralizing taking the time to create content only to have it stolen moments later after I upload. I have a large hate-watching community who would rather give the views to someone else, but the problem is this isn't their content. If you have something relevant to say about my content, fine, but just uploading or re-uploading or streaming my entire video so that an audience of haters can pick it apart. I don't know where it is now. Okay, I'm lost. Imagine if you took the time to create something and to open yourself up to your audience, only to have a lot of your views stolen by someone else who doesn't create their own content but uses yours for their own gain, and to further spread negativity or falsehoods about your situation and content. Blah 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 blah. A response to this was quite interesting. Not all reactions do what you're saying they do. I know there are some who have hard-ons for you just like you do for them. There are plenty of reaction channels that actually have talking points throughout their reaction content, or edit your content a day or two later and react to it, and you still have an issue with it. But truthfully, any reaction channel who reacts to your content regardless of when they do it, you hate it. So at the end of the day, you just want any and all reaction channels to stop covering you, and that just won't happen. Chantal replies, not at all. Zachary Michael makes 60k views a video, but at least he doesn't use my content. He discusses points about it and I don't have an issue. I don't mind reactors. My issue is what I described above. Reply, and you have come at Zachary Michael tons of times complaining that he shouldn't be able to make money off your content. At the end of the day, you want reaction channels to stop reacting to you. You're not okay with any of it. You've said this numerous times over the years and even as recently in the last few weeks. There's some gaslighting in there somewhere apparently. As is well known, Chantal handles criticism well and does exceedingly well at taking on board advice given to her freely by others. Hi, first content constable. You admitted I was right and you still did the wrong thing. Now with the criticisms mounting up, Chantal decided to drop another sick beat. I'm not even lying, when I heard this, I thought I could do better and then realized I'm just too lazy. But I'm not too lazy to have you guys enjoy this.
I'm writing this song to prove you're all wrong, so wrong about me. Everything you said is the opposite instead, so stay mad, baby. They said, she's so fat, she's so gross, she will never find love. The only one who could love this woman is the good Lord up above. Now I'm married and you're wary, 'cause he loves everything about me. Belly's scary, but he no carry, 'cause I love him deeply. I'm writing this song to prove you're all wrong, so wrong about me. Everything you said is the opposite instead, so stay mad, baby.
That song is 2 minutes plus, and you say baby to those who are criticizing you? I had to truncate it just for it to have a vague rhythm. It was so bad. I would argue that song, much like the first one, is well and truly haram. Now listen carefully, Habibi. I have advice for you. When you are penning these lyrics and it's just flowing out of your brain, how about, instead of just looking for words that rhyme with a sentence, you consider the flow, perhaps acquire a metronome. No, I'm not trying to do one myself, I'm just being a patronizing dick. Put some effort into this and your backing vocals were louder than your main vocals. Learn to balance your audio.
Why did you put so much focus on black eyes? Honestly, I didn't even really think of it, Earl. Like, I just was describing it. I don't know, honestly. Good question. It was just like a automatic thing to say, and I didn't mean it to be racist, like, at all. So yeah, so if I offended anybody with that, I apologize. I didn't mean to. I was livid. I was like off my rocker.
Chantal's inability to handle so much as an iota of criticism extends all the way over to FFG, her bestest best friend in the whole widest of worlds, her editor. Now I, for the most part, don't really care too much about this. I really don't, because I truly believe they need each other. And that's not a dig at FFG, but let's face it here, it is fairly honest. Your criticisms of Chantal are still valid though. So Chantal put out a community post, glass houses, a saying that will never get old, lol, the nerve. Me saying her mole is a herpes is the same as her dumb claim that a zit is a herpes because she has no content. All the while that's going on, Chantal says she is in fact going to go to the police because of Nad Turd, Daddy Naddy as she used to call him. The context for this rage is because Nada, well, he released, he did a dick move. That's the context, here's the video.
Hey, so I really thought about it. I think it's better if you don't say anything. Like, the only people we need to answer to are the cops. So, in my opinion, lying more will make it worse. So don't even say anything. Just fucking go online, act like nothing happened. Like, don't even answer people.
Yeah,
just
guys.
fucking do your thing, smile, ignore the shit, and if the cops come to me, I have a story. But don't put it online.
Oh, and let's not forget this absolute gem of a quote that Nada probably shouldn't have played also on a live stream.
I'm just letting you know I can't see you anymore because just being with you just made me remember everything wrong about you. And you hid my phone again. You lied to me about Dee Dee. You said that you knew her for 11 years, but yet you admitted that she just was interested in your because of my fucking videos. So you're a lying piece of shit. I'm gonna suck Pete's dick today just because, you know what? You can eat out your friend, I'm gonna fucking suck his dick.
In response to this, Dee Dee went to bat on her community tab, calling her fake, vile, and explaining why she backs up Nada in milking you for everything they can get out of you, talking about her reputation, slander, and other things about how Chantal does not understand how the system works. This, in turn, by the way, didn't really make Dee Dee look any better, but led to Chantal putting out her own community post, which was nowhere near as articulate, nor was it accurate in the slightest, with hers finishing that, well, basically their relationship exists solely on alcohol, and that Nada wants to get with Dee Dee's slimmer, better-looking friend. Now, Chantal dropped a third song in the month of January. The song in question is called Al Sultan, a love song by Foodie Beauty. It is 1 minute 29. I am not, don't worry, going to play any of it for you, because I don't want you to suffer, and I'm instead going to read one of my favourite comments that Chantal herself liked. My 6-year-old heard the song and said, "Who died?" Then proceeded to say, "This scares me." I agree, because I listened to that song so you don't have to. Now, because Nada is a complete and utter moron, he was doing something on camera he shouldn't have been. This in turn led to Chantal sitting with her fake husband, talking about Nada doing some Heisenberg on camera. This to me seems up there with Nada talking about Chantal in front of Dee Dee, disrespectful to their respective partners. Instead, hyper-focusing on each other and their own respective non-existent love story, yet a love story at the same time, with an ultimate end, of course, they're gonna be in heaven together. Because it turns out, they both know, drama fuels controversy that gets clicks. It, if anything, pays those bills they don't pay.
So, I mean, I used to do vlogs before live streams. Maybe it's just time for me to switch back and rethink what I want to do on social media, you know? I don't know. Yeah, it's just sickening. So, and YouTube just doesn't care. Like, they just don't seem to give a crap about, like, anything. They let people do meth on their platform, but they, like, strike me for saying, bad words. When, like, some people say bad words every video, every stream, it's, like, ridiculous.
I think it's ridiculous that you continue to talk about Nada when your husband is sat next to you. He, after all, last year was nudging you when you were saying disrespectful things, yet now, when you're doing something that is a bit disrespectful, nothing. Interesting. Really brings into question the legitimacy of this marriage. Now, I could now go through a whole plethora of the joint channel, formerly Biza Productions, Chantal and Salah family, wife, husband, YouTube channel. I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to skip ahead to just this one random video, which was tweeted out with the words, "No comment."
I told you I'm gonna beat you.
Next time I win.
You wish.
You got lucky with that strike at the last minute.
You got 2 strikes and you're still losing. You loser. Loser.
You know what though? I had a great time.
This kind of acting is totally worthy of an Oscar, a BAFTA, a Golden Globe, an Emmy. No Razzies though. These two are above that. They are apex actors. Later on in the month, Chantal put out a video titled, "I am officially a Muslim revert, taking my shahada." In that, she goes into detail as to what led her to go from being a good Christian woman to becoming a Muslim revert, and that Cuba was the straw that broke the camel's back, and not her trying to climb onto one. She subsequently started posting more actively to places like Instagram with pictures like this saying, "I love the Middle East." Many people understandably poked holes at this one. We thought by now she would have lost some weight because we believed she was going to be. Her husband himself admitting she needed to lose some, and she obviously surrendered to that. But if you saw from the video where she and Salah was playing the video with the audio of the messages with Allah, you notice Chantal was eating the entire time. She was very fast. Every movement was food in mouth, food in mouth, food in mouth, food in mouth. It was a scoff moment deal type of situation thing. While Chantal is still in Kuwait, it is worth having her now lay down some truth bombs for the rest of us. Because she's not a hypocrite, everyone. So what she says next is 100% serial.
Trolling only goes so far before it becomes harassment. Well, yeah, and even trolling, like, honestly, I like being here because people don't do that to people here. Like, women would never cut each other down to the level I've seen. Like, having come from both parts of the world, having experienced both parts of the world, coming from the Western, coming here, it's a whole different culture. People do not they're not allowed to insult each other like that online. You'll be thrown in jail.
I assume we're going to forget what's happened over the past month, right? We're just going to forget the fact that from a legal stance, she's not allowed to talk about Allah and his wife again. But she did anyway. I assume we're also going to ignore the continued back and forths with yourself, Naddy Daddy, Dee, you call Doo, and your editor, along with anyone else that has anything critical to say about you. Right, well, splendid. Now I have some sad news for everyone who's watching. If you've been enjoying Chantal's exploits in Kuwait, her time in that area of the world, fraudulently, is coming to an end. So to start the ball rolling on her travels to come back home, we go to Pete's.
I don't think so, Chantal. I'm pretty sure I got rid of everything that could have rotted in your room. Unless you had some shit hidden away in drawers that I didn't open.
You mean like the cat food? Now to finish this month, another sad notification. Chantal left her Kinder Egg ring in Kuwait. That marriage though, so legit, right? And actually to finish the month, she set up a live stream back home. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to save her time back home for February. Because this segment on its own is over 25 bleeding minutes. I think you've suffered enough. Some of you might now say, why didn't you feature the back and forth with FFG enough? Simply put, myself and Leona, who helped me compile the sources, don't care enough about FFG. Certainly while in Kuwait, it was nowhere near as interesting. Now that Chantal is back in Canada, we can certainly in February, when they do interact more, discuss it if it is pertinent or more interesting. The month of February is going to be quite complicated, so I'm going to have to break it up into 3 parts. The first part is Chantal's beezing at home. The second part concerns her 2 cats, Sam and BBJ. The third part, the return to her beloved in Kuwait. There might be some community posts concerning FFG, there might be some Nada, there might be some Pete's as well. The 3 main focuses of February are beezing, the cats, Kuwait. And with the idea of beezing being the first thing we cover, what do you think the first thing Chantal did was when she got home to Canada? If your answer is, got herself an edible and got high as a kite and streamed, bringing great shame to her husband, which is haram, you would of course score 10 points to your respective haram Hogwarts house.
For sure, I'm really tired. I took this, I had this, it's like a nighttime drink of, minerals. Makes you feel a bit sleepy. Okay, I gotta go. Good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
Shortly after, Chantal put out a community post saying, "Hi, I found a gummy last night. and couldn't help myself. I went 3 months without any marijuana. But before Q8, I was a heavy THC user, and while I was away I didn't think about it at all. I was actually happy to be away from my bad habits. I actually really believed that I would not be tempted. I apologise for behaving this way. She also, in a live stream, said I'm sorry, and explained the full context of how the gummy was even found.
When I was in, okay, here's the thing. When I was in, this is the truth, this is the story. When I was in, I didn't want it to, I shouldn't have like smoked and gone live. I guess it gives me courage a bit. Whenever I was in Kuwait, I didn't even think about marijuana, like, at all. Like, so when I got back, I thought, 3 months without any marijuana, I'm not gonna need it. Now, I was supposed to give all of my stuff to my aunt. Now, you guys know I had weed stashed in every crevice, okay? But there was some things, he wouldn't have known how to check everything in my crappy room. It's not his responsibility to do that. So, going through this drawer, I found a package of lemon haze.
In that same stream, it was speculated that Salah may have been ghosting Chantal because of her behaviour, but since he's a good little bitch and she pays for his services, I don't believe that for a second.
Salah, I think he was sleeping because he's pretty sick. Yeah, I got a bad cold or something. I don't know.
Now, as is well established, Chantal is a fantastic Apex actress. Sorry, not Chantal, Mariam. That is her new Muslim name. We will respect it. In keeping with her ability to act, sing, and do everything pretty much to perfection, she put out a video titled It's Over.
I hate myself.
Yes, she did in fact pop. Chantal, because she can't seem to keep her mouth shut and no one believes her anyway, decided because FFG gets a fair bit of attention, and of course they're bum buddies, Chantal would have a go at FFG by saying the Mao, imagine claiming you have a man, but talk about Foodie Beauty all night instead. Accompanying it is a picture of Peter Griffin and Kirby with Peter Griffin's face on. Many in the comments underneath utterly flay Chantal for this. Shortly after, it was announced via Pete confirmation, in fact, that notice had been handed in on the villa that they both resided in.
But I don't like being naked. I never want to be naked. I've not had a diarrhea emergency yet. We will be moving out. Maria? I believe the plan is until I can get employment, I think she's going to keep helping me with the rent on my new place. Just until I can get an actual job and pay the money myself. Hey, man.
Something I found amusing right at the end of the stream was when Pete said the following concerning the marriage.
She does plan on, spending whatever time she can with her husband.
Huh, even he doesn't believe it. Something about that may well go so far as to explain why Chantal was so annoyed by Pete's being around her during a livestream, another Beezing livestream, in her fabled kitchen chair that has had more abuse than it deserved. Along with her complaints about FFG or French fried goblin. I'm going to try and avoid as much of that as I can though, because FFG plays a pivotal part in something else. Something we'll discuss later.
Like, they're all obese.
Not when I'm making spaghetti sauce, luckily, because there's seldom any real steam.
Yeah.
But anything where there's actual smoke, anything with actual steam, that goes off.
I'm not going to miss that fire alarm, that's for sure.
Nope.
Want me to let you know when dinner's ready?
I'm just giving it an extra few moments just to make sure the alarm doesn't go off.
Now, as is well established, many people take great umbrage with a number of things Chantal does, and I'm going to play 4 different clips of her doing something stupid or being intentionally deceptive while also being high.
I'm not playing with aloe. What are you even talking? Is that curly? Why do people have so much to say about my relationship with God? Like, mind your business. God dang. Sorry, that's a bad word, yeah. That's a bad word now, actually. I mean, it takes time. I'm not perfect. I'm gonna mess up. A million times I'm gonna mess up. Hi, Kelly, UK. My throat is always dry. I think I'm like... You ever have a cold? Like, that's one of the biggest symptoms for me when I'm sick. Is to have a dry throat. I feel like I can't focus on what I'm saying. Everything you've said about him is wrong. If he was using me for citizenship... He wouldn't be okay with the fact that it's going to take years, if that, We're not even coming to Canada. I'm moving there. So
In the first two, Chantal was high. In the third one, she talks about Salah coming to Canada. But the reason she wants to go to Kuwait is actually because she owes a lot of money in taxes and believes by moving to Kuwait, she'll never have to pay them off. Imagine my shock. In the fourth clip, which you're about to see, we hear about a fictitious argument in the honeymoon phase la la dreamland bollocks.
So here's what happened. This is so cringe. I know this seems fake because it's like, who in their right mind would do this? Well, that's the point. I'm not in my right mind. I'm not. I'm very impulsive and it's a problem. Like, I was asking him if he loved me at a time when he was very angry with me for what I said to him. You know, every couple has fights and drama and blah, 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 but we got over it. Yeah, and oh God. I'm sorry that I shouldn't have come online, but like, I'm so used to that, and like, I don't know who else to talk to sometimes.
The only reason Chantal has been going out of her way to fabricate this kind of nonsense, drive up interest in other humdrum drama, is entirely because her viewers had dipped below 1,000 watching live. She needs the money because she has Soddle and made Soddle on the couple's channel, formerly Biza Productions. It wasn't making enough for them to get by, and it certainly wouldn't continue to do so because she realised, oh look, I only succeed when there's drama. What a surprise.
Baby, you're gonna cook for me more than restaurants here? Yeah, you like my pasta, right? Hey, basic. I'm so tired, guys. Homemade gluten-free pizza. Put a picture in that. Really? I'll have to check it out. Yummy, Maddie.
Chantal did take the time out of a rather hectic schedule to announce Season 2 of the couple vlogs of Salah and Chantal are happening. Yeah, I tend to agree that, that she needs to quit while ahead. I also didn't know that cocaine was halal. I was thrown by that. Chantal, though, seems to be lapsing a little. You can see from how she dresses herself that she's taken to, instead of applying a more conservative approach to her presentation, she has just adopted a rather weak tea version of the Iron Sheik instead. And because she's been getting a lot more flack than usual, and there's a reason for it, it's part 2 of this video, in fact, of this segment anyway. Hi, so I'm gonna be saying quite a bit here. I really don't feel like going live. I have too much going on, and I'm just done with addressing anything that could potentially fuel this anymore, any attention. That includes any legal actions or reporting with YouTube I have done. Every single little piece of drama or response or self-defense I communicate with the public online only gives people like FFG more fodder to continue their crap, and I will not do it. I never have. I've never once instigated hate against this person. Reaction channels and hate channels are two different things. I have never made a channel about anyone else, let alone streaming for hours a day about someone targeted. Okay, anytime I've addressed this single white female is a response or self-defense only. Why do you have to make it about race? The one photo posting on a hate forum of my mum's home with the car out front is nothing like the Google Earth pic. This one was clearly a drive-by, and as opposed to showing different... Oh, this is the claim that FFG doxed her mum, that she used photos she should not have used. I know very little of this, so do forgive me if I don't bother to go and get the context. Unsurprisingly though, bugger all likes and the comments are turned off. I can't help but wonder why. Oh, and since we're in the community tab,
she will never go to Kuwait.
This didn't age well.
Salah is a scammer and will leave her at the airport.
Oh yeah?
Salah is just using her to come to Canada.
We aren't coming to Canada.
She can't bring Salah to Canada.
But you just said he's using me to come to Canada.
Karma will get her for leaving the cats.
Yeah, more good karma for doing the right thing. We'll get to that soon.
FB is mad because Salah used to be with thin women.
But he married a cute fatty, so...
She didn't love her pets.
Blah blah blah. I put in 18 years. Stay mad, babies. She also took the time to lash out at FFG by making threats. This community post has since been deleted. Around Valentine's Day, Chantal announced that she was going back to Kuwait. Yay! Season 2, everyone, I'm ready.
I'm gonna be going home early. Back to my husband. So I'm gonna be seeing my family like now, and then I have to get rid of all my stuff, sell my car, and get this all done in like a couple weeks.
Okay, so I could continue talking about the month itself as it is. However, a huge chunk of what happens next started earlier in the month concerning the cats Sam and BBJ. This is where we now need to go so that we can finish the month with Chantal back in Kuwait. Sam and BBJ are quite old. They have been with Chantal for a long time. In fact, when she broke up with BB, a video was circulating recently showing how she had reacted then to how he, BB, was not overly fond of those cats. So through thick and thin, these cats have existed in Chantal's life, neglected for the most part, used as trophies whenever she can be asked to put them on display. On the 3rd of February 2023, she indicated a long-held belief that she was going to rehome or have put to sleep the cats. This stoked enough of a fire to generate additional interest in Chantal's content. And if she was losing subs before, she was definitely afterwards.
You give away BBJ after 20 years. She loves you and you will throw her away for a guy from the other side of the world. No, I'm not going to throwing her away. I'm thinking of someone to take care of her, maybe even better than I can. And it's not my fault she won't die. I'm just joking. I had to joke about that. I'm sorry. No, I mean, I don't know. Some people are just not going to understand my decision, and that's okay. There's nothing I can do. This is my husband. This is somebody I'm in love with. I'm not going to, like, throw away my human husband for... I can't. No, I can't. I have to, like, I'm not going to be living here, so what can I do? You know what I mean? Like, I have limited options.
Very the same in a lot of ways. He loves cats. I mean, I knew BB wasn't my soulmate, whatever, you know, I always have to tell him, like, look how cute the cats are being right now, and he just goes, ugh, he just grunts, I'm keeping the cats.
That aged as well as a full fat milk. On the 12th of February 2023, Chantal's life preserver tweeted, she literally slipped and effing said it.
She is bringing Sam to a shelter this MFer.
Listen, to
whoever gets him.
Then she's gonna put BBJ down. I can't even breathe, she's a monster for real. Any of her viewers would have taken them.
BBJ is not gone, no. Sam is leaving tomorrow. I put it on my planner with like a sad face. It's so surreal to me, I can't believe I'm getting rid of my cats, but... honestly, being in touch with their new families and everything is, you know, he's going to a new owner.
Chantal not long after put out this community post, an update video and this photo, yeah, because Sam is in a better place, with a better family that will show them the bestest of life. BBJ though, well this one gets a bit strange. We'll start with a video of Chantal confessing what she thinks will happen.
Well, yes, what happens is you take her to the vet, and then they'll like give their advice kind of thing. I'm just gonna tell them my situation. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure the vet will say, yeah, it's time.
Tweet from Shenanigans. I think at best the reason Chantal refuses to accept help and or offers to adopt them is because she's afraid of being exposed for her negligence by them being taken to a vet, and at worst she's a vindictive piece of poop who is using them to anger others. Reply. All she had to do was open the door. People were willing to collect the two cats, pay for their care, vets, food, but she doesn't get to control through narrative that way. She said, whoever gets them twice now. She has no idea where they're being taken. I wasn't best impressed when I'd heard about it, and yes, I tweeted some rather unsavory comments. I just wanted to dab with it. Pete, when he was accused of negligence, animal abuse and such, handled this like a pro, like a good bitch tits.
Here's the cat. She's had some wet food. She's got tons of dry food. She's got water. She's fine. Now can you shut the f*** up about her?
I'd like to shout in your ear in a similar manner to how your voice raised right next to your very elderly cat's ears feels. You'll notice an eardrum split when it happens, by the way. I'm then going to cripple your nipples. Chantal attempted to do some damage control via community post. by writing hello. So after BBJ goes to the vet, and if the vet determines she is suitable for rehoming, if there is anyone who would like to take care of BBJ, please reach out privately. You must not be in a smoking home, have no other pets, and be able to take care of her properly, as you know she is old and not in tip-top shape, so her health is unpredictable at this age in certain ways. I am depressed today, as it is all sinking in and I miss Sam already, but again this is the best for him, 100 whether people see it or not now. She also shared via her community post an Instagram post, indicating that she is as leaving Canada to avoid paying her taxes, she is letting go of her cats. She also posted, "Thank you to whomever sent cat food to the villa for BBJ. I just want to correct some misconceptions though. BBJ had her own food. Peach just didn't know where I'd placed the cans because she moved them." Anyone else want a hard X to doubt this part? As she had many detractors who she likes to not engage with but engage with at the same time, calling her out for her negligence, animal abuse and other violations of her pets' well-beings. For example, simply giving up when there was plenty of life left in them. She took to the community tab to post something that has since been deleted. Okay, here's the thing. If you need another reason to be petty and hate me and unsubscribe, go ahead. I have zero need for approval from strangers on the proper care of my pets.
You are ditching your cats for a man who doesn't love you.
How the fuck do you know?
I am giving my cats a better life than what the chapter I am entering can give them. They need to be here, not an effing 13-hour flight and then in a smaller apartment. Ridiculous. Take your false outrage and shove it. And then blah blah blah, blah 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 mentality, please unsub. They did. Over 1,000 left. Not that Chantel noticed, she was busy playing delusional. In a community post, Chantel posted a comment she had received or had seen somewhere else. She had captioned it with, "This is the last of the BBJ talk I will entertain, besides again saying it is none of your business," and this commenter
nailed it.
Comment reads, "I can't believe people are so bold as to demand that Chantel do what they want or else what? Not your pet, not your decision, not sorry, but not your property either. Most vets, professionals, would put the cat down, no problem. No vet would refuse a request for euthanasia. With BBJ being 20 plus years old and in poor health, euthanasia would probably be recommended. Animals are euthanized everywhere in the US for no other reason than overpopulation. But y'all are directing your anger and outrage over Chantel making the merciful decision? The haters can get wrecked. And they can take their fake selective outrage and stuff it where the sun don't shine, not sorry. As you have comments turned off in almost all your content, I assume this was somewhere else. So with all the genuine concern that BBJ was going to be put to sleep, for no reason other than because you're going somewhere else and you are being merciful, bitch tits. 1 and 2, Chantel did post that BBJ is being rehomed tomorrow. The person is a viewer, suitable, super enthusiastic. They will take herself to the vet, picked up tomorrow, and she will in turn do a small video, along with offering to keep BBJ's vet appointment for her checkup tomorrow. But instead they're going to take her to their own vet, which they preferred. Fun fact about this part is there was a genuine swerve inserted, and this one I will admit cracked me up to no end.
She's supposed to be picked up later today, so I don't know. I'm gonna see what the new owner wants to do because I wanted to bring her to, whenever I was in Kuwait, I had Pete on video show me her BBJ's nails, and they looked decent, they were getting along, but decent enough. So because elderly cats, they don't really play as much and they don't scratch. BBJ never scratches anything. Sam would scratch all the furniture. Well, the thing is they wanted to take her to their own vet. They said I didn't have to take her, but then I checked, I wanted to check her nails tonight to see if I could try to clip them myself, but she usually freaks out.
This, in the business, we like to call foreshadowing, but the part that cracked me up has yet to happen. We're getting there.
I got your house and you're going to a new home today. Let's go get you ready. I'm gonna miss you. You're gonna miss her?
No. I'm glad to be rid of her.
Bye, sweetie. I'm gonna miss you so much, but I'm gonna get updates all the time.
Even Hitler had a dog, okay?
I've avoided talking about FFG too much, but in this I do have to touch on what happened next. The cat went to FFG's sister-in-law. Foodie Beauty did not know this. Foodie Beauty was very angry. FFG, on a live stream, raised thousands of dollars, with the sole intention of being to give it to the sister-in-law to give BBJ all the help that BBJ deserves. And that certainly goes towards helping with the vet bills because it turns out, neglect Imagine my shock. I could go into incredible detail about my thoughts concerning this part. However, I don't want this segment to go too much longer, and I've still got to get to Q8 yet. Well, not me, but, you know, big beautiful me, Mariam. I will say the following. For 20 years, BBJ existed, and for 20 years, Mariam, Chantel, Biza Productions, Foodie Beauty, all the other names, did jack shit to provide for that cat in a meaningful way and made every excuse for why she couldn't do the right thing for her, instead looking for an exit like a good coward. While I don't care for deception, which there might be an argument there was some of, as long as BBJ is given the life that they deserve, I don't care, because that cat is free of you.
Halak paneer is so delicious.
She would have to have her brother come, and I don't want to say why. Do you think her being persistent was a bit odd? No, it wasn't like in a weird way. It wasn't like a way that made me... There were some people who were really persistent about it that made me feel uncomfortable.
That's why she's going so hard on the nails. That's why they didn't want me to take her to the vet. Because if I handed her over with clean nails, then they would have no trauma. So you're basically using BBJ for content.
As you can see from these community posts that are now on the screen, Chantal did not let up and went all out on the attack of FFG and anyone else that supported her. But something rather interesting as a consequence did happen for Chantal, and that was that no one turned up for one of her live streams, to the point she started one for 2 minutes when no one was there, stopped it, made a new stream, and still no one turned up for 2 more minutes.
I'm crying because I'm so tired. I'm just done. Like, I surrender. If you want to have one up on me, go for it. You win. Ding, ding, ding. FFG's the winner. Use that in your intro. Go for it. You win.
And you are going to jail for this, by the way. This is way too far. You're going to talk about her, I don't care. You're going to talk about her pads. I also have receipts of talking to Amy Flowers.
Salah is a subtle control freak. He was trying to get Chantal to fix her hijab while she was raging.
Amy Flowers, you're going to be doxxed, okay? The person who's supposed to have BBJ is Amy Flowers. She went way too far. And people think this is okay?
So I talked to a lawyer today. I have to call them back Monday. They're having a look into this whole situation. And I'm going to sue the shit out of FFG.
I take all of this seriously if Chantal didn't, not long after these streams, go live while high, reminiscing about how she misses her cats.
And especially right now, I'm really missing the cats extra hard, actually, right now. You know, like, just coming home and not hearing BB June's crying for me whenever I come home. I went to the bathroom when I go to the bathroom downstairs when I come in. Usually I hear Fat Sam running to the bathroom towards me, so I'm just missing the cat. It's a little weird, and I just can't wait to get the fuck out of here. Sorry for my language.
That was part of a live stream called Last Live. It didn't last long, but Chantal did put out a very short video. Yes, one filled with receipts. She deleted it off her channel because it had lots of screenshots of conversations between herself and Amy Flowers, which basically just proved the point that Chantal really is crap with animals.
And for those going to complain that I'm showing the DMs of this person and their poor privacy is out there, I don't think they cared about my privacy when they came into my home under the pretense of coming to take my cat and lied to me about it.
So with that L in the bag, in the sense that we all know she's not getting the cat back, not that it matters in the first place, as we all know the very first thing she'd do just to spite everyone would be put BBJ to sleep. Chantal is getting ready to give everything up, as I have something planned for Pete's this year, another end of year review but on him instead. Aspects of his side of this story will feature in his own video, but know that they do run semi-parallel for a time. Chantal is selling everything off, but she had a lucid thought at one moment that made me think Perhaps she genuinely regrets all these bad decisions that got her to the point where she has to leave the country just so she doesn't have to be a grown-up. Not that she was a grown-up any other time in her life.
Stressed out. It's gonna be a new arc. And I don't know what kind of arc it's gonna be.
Something I didn't mention too much was that over the period of the month where Salah would watch her live streams, he would feature in her comments, her chat. And there were brief moments where he seemed more controlling, and there were other moments where she seemed like she was in control.
I'm not listening to it. I'll listen to it after. So, no. So where I can mute Sarah Jane. I'm not listening to it. Okay, so. Salah's busy with Murad on the... He's like worried he's not here to support me. Don't worry about it. Worry on this crappy panel right now, okay?
So whereas some have thought that he is the control freak micromanaging her life because oppressive regime, others think that it is likely she is actually in complete control and simply putting on an act as part of the pantomime. The final thing I want to reference is another deleted community post. Hi, I want to be a better person. I'm sorry to all I have hurt with my words. I didn't see myself,
Really?
see myself and how I acted. I know I have said hurtful things to others during my time on the internet, and it really makes me feel like crap. I will keep trying to become a better person. Thanks for being patient with me. I know I am not the easiest person to follow or even like, and while I don't want to live my life trying to please others, I also don't want to live my life hurting others. I just want to bees, really. I need to ignore the rest and always try to be kind. Comments are turned off. How apropos. Chantel, ever the better than everyone type, yes, puts out a lot of community posts. We cover the vast majority within the end of year reviews, so that's where we're going to start. With no context, although it won't take a rocket scientist to work out what's happened. LOL. All you proved was that you are indeed exploiting BBJ, and that she does indeed need to be euthanized. All those health problems at 21. I'm sure I can call my vet and they will advise the same is more humane, but no. You will keep her alive to milk it for views. You also did this to your dogs. Let them suffer unnecessarily and in the end euthanize them anyway. Anyway, you can all think I'm a cat abuser and cancel me, I don't care. I said I wanted to bring BBJ to the vet the day her demented sister-in-law picked her up, but nah. She wouldn't be able to milk it then, right? Imagine poor BBJ seeing this face on the regular. I will no longer entertain this BS and drama outrage, bye. Included is a picture of, I think it's FFG. Someone had to tell me during a research stream. Now, much like in February, there are a number of different arcs going on at once. One is all the hater-related content. Her back and forths with those that she just doesn't like or those that are critical of her, leading to her to employ rather unsavory tactics as a way of trying to attempt to silence or shame them. The other is the fact that Chantal is backing Q8. Owing to the fact that much of this will cross over with one another and I don't want to end up repeating myself, we're going to go through the month day by day. It's going to be a long one, folks. When have they ever been short? On the 3rd of March 2023, many people were tweeting out that Chantal had landed back in Q8. A few videos did their rounds, one of Chantal and Salah holding hands.
Can you hold hands? Yeah. Yeah. Like this? Oh, our rings.
Another of them in a car together. And the third, a video that Chantal had since deleted called I Lost My Wedding Ring, where she includes the audio that she sent to Salah because she had lost her rather impractical wedding ring.
I can't even talk. You're gonna freak out. I lost my wedding ring. I'm so sorry. I went everywhere in the airport looking for it. I asked security, and no one can find it. They think maybe it got stolen. I took it off.
Along with cracking jokes, by the way, at her expense because she is the size of a moon.
Can you see the moon? No.
No.
It's too cloudy.
The moon is here.
Oh.
The moon is here, guys. Just the moon.
On the Salah and Chantel YouTube channel, which does alright to be honest, I'm sure much of it is totally not paid for, she actually vlogged her entire experience of moving back to Kuwait. Now, moving's a rather interesting choice of word. Many of us speculated at this point that Chantel was merely abusing the visa system as a way of getting out of paying her taxes. I'm sure as the year progresses we'll know for certain. I also want to add that at some point during this month, Chantel yet again changed her channel names several times. The main one that she uses, that is, to bees it up. I'm almost certain I saw Foodie Beauty, Chantel with a full stop, and something story. I don't know. It got confusing. On the Salah and Chantel YouTube channel, which does alright to be honest, I'm sure much of it is totally not paid for, she actually vlogged her entire experience of moving back to Kuwait. Now, moving's a rather interesting choice of word. Many of us speculated at this point that Chantel was merely abusing the visa system as a way of getting out of paying her taxes. I'm sure as the year progresses we'll know for certain. I also want to add that at some point during this month, Chantel yet again changed her channel names several times. The main one that she uses, that is, to bees it up. I'm almost certain I saw Foodie Beauty, Chantel with a full stop, and something story. I don't know. It got confusing. During Chantel's flight from Canada to Kuwait, it was not the most comfortable of journeys for her. Something which she went into detail and explained to us because it turns out her size is an inhibitor. Oddly enough, around this time, I had made a number of videos covering people who believed they should be entitled to either a free seat or more space, because airlines aren't allowed to make money, everyone.
So I had a ticket, like I noticed my seat. So whenever I went to check in at the counter, well, I checked in, but when I went to drop my baggage at the counter, I asked the guy, I'm like, can you check my seat and see if I'm sitting beside anybody? So he checked, he's like, not right now, but I can't guarantee that somebody won't be booking that seat like soon. So I get on the plane and like, so there's 3 seats. There's 1, 2, 3, okay, you know, there's a middle seat. I had a window seat, or no, it wasn't a window seat. I don't know, like I think I originally picked a window seat, so why did he give me, anyway, it was confusing. This is part of the problem. I get on the plane, I have my luggage or my carry-on, which was super heavy, and I'm like, where's my seat, like K whatever, J whatever. So she's like, you're in the middle. And I'm like, in the middle? Like, look guys, like the seats are small.
Because Chantel needs the girl world as much as the girl world needs Chantel. Chantel has to fabricate a bit of drama, or be critical because she can't be asked to use other social media platforms, but at the same time she'll turn all comments off so that no one engages with her, but she gets so few likes, you know damn well no one's being positive about it. The first, okay, so how do you know if I read the Quran or not, and anyway why is it anyone's business? Have all of you Christians read the whole Bible? I bet not. But yet you are also self-righteous. Just because I didn't read anything on ghosts doesn't mean I never started reading it. I'm a new revert, and the only person I have to answer to is Allah, ending with, I will pray for you. The next one, oh dear, more about FFG and BBJ. As you can see, there's a lot of block caps and I can't be asked with doing the demon voice for this. I can summarize it with the following. Chantel makes points and claims that FFG essentially just exploited taking BBJ for money. The third, yeah, still cuter than you, Heffalump with a Melba Toast personality. I have no idea who this is. Now this idiot will make a 4-hour livestream with her Christian friend fat-shaming me, crying that I am fat-shaming them, when she made a post
fat-shaming me first in this picture.
Lamau, I can't. Oh, and her Kuwait content is so boring. So why do you spend 3 hours watching and reviewing it then? Serious question, and Kuwait is not nearly as boring as sitting on your asses and smoking 2 packs of darts in your she shed, talking about my life. OMG, yes, I'm raging. How can I not when people are this stupid? Just the thing, if you go to the Chantel or Salah and Chantel YouTube channel, you do really long streams covering that content, which is innocuous, bland, it's just a vlogging channel for a couple, air quotes around that of course, chances are you really are a sad streamer, because there are other people you could talk about instead. This is not content to watch, and I know some people will just play it in the background and talk to their audience, I get that. But to be honest, it's a bit lazy. Chantal might have a point. Then again, she has tried subjecting Salah to her cooking. His response was quite apt.
Corporation.
Okay. Okay, guys. We're gonna go do grocery stand and maybe I'll come back later and cook something. Oh, do you want to try my spaghetti tonight for supper?
Oh, and we're going to save this clip that I'm about to play in our little spank bank, just in case things do change for Chantal.
But Salah as well, because no citizenship if we're not going to crappy Canada. Sorry, I don't like living there for a lot of reasons. There's so many different countries in the world, by the way, where you don't have to pay taxes, like, at all. At all. Dubai, there's a ton. Here, so for example, I know you're thinking, oh, gee, you're just mad because you owe taxes. Yeah.
Now, Chantal isn't done trying to manufacture drama and has employed some rather crappy tactics. For example, Perfectly Imperfect. Full name drop, with 90s brows as a high school teacher who bullies others online. More abuse underneath. The second one, Marge Simpson apparently. That's growth next to the eye is indicative of, being comparable to someone having herpes. Okay, alright. Third one, Troll Detective. The fourth one, Just Beezing. Accompanying that with also Just Beezing, the criminal record aspect in a video by Your Mama. This is how you know Chantal desperately needs world for all the attention. They need her, there's no denying it, because you are the biggest lolcow. You generate the most interest because your life is the most interesting. Although I will admit, that is starting to wane as well. That's not to say anyone's going back to Anne Boleyn, they're just acutely aware you are actually surprisingly predictably dumb. And that in turn makes you surprisingly predictably dull. So it should come as no surprise to you that we stan your hamster, because your hamster is goodest of hammy and did us all a civic service.
No, Harry. Ow! Ow! I know you all love it when animals bite me.
We salute the absolute hero that is Harry, the creatively named hamster. On the 7th of March 2023, Chantal uploaded a video called How a Chicken Gets Slaughtered and Cleaned graphic, all in caps. Comments turned off, and it was seen a fair few times. Many took issue with this because it is the halal version of how to deal with a chicken, something which many of us, myself especially, vehemently oppose. Chantal gets a lot of criticism from a lot of different sides. In this instance, it was universal because while she used other creators who have uploaded how chickens are culled or farmed, she failed to grasp what it was that many took such a great issue with. Also, according to Sinatra, Chantal admitted to searching for the chicken video just to re-upload herself. Additionally, while she preaches from a high horse about animal care, animal welfare, and slaughtering of animals, and how you should be in the same room at least to experience it, the video she uploaded, she wasn't in the room for. No, Salah was because she chickened out.
Mimi, I should have put the chicken dance in the background. It's strange content for your channel. Well, yeah, but my channel's strange. I thought it would be a cool video. I don't know. It's different. It's something I never experienced before. I didn't go in. But still. I was like, babe, can you please film this for me? I want to see.
Oh, and because I'm not entirely sure how much Chantal paid him to do this, Salah has started injecting himself into the criticisms of French fried chins.
FG. You are Satan.
Yes.
Shaitana in Arabic.
Can you imagine being sentenced to hell and having to see her mouth forever going
Disgusting how the way she talk and scream and the voice DBA is so loud and her laughing is shit.
Sounds like a witch.
Her face so ugly. Nothing. She's
She sounds like she smokes 5 bags of red cigarettes every day.
She's garbage.
If FG the vile, she don't have a boyfriend. Everybody know that.
Smoky ass.
Smoky ass.
Whilst also bragging about getting other tenants evicted because they have children. Didn't they want to have kids? Air quotes around all of that.
You do that, Owa?
Exactly.
Sounds like the hallway kids are under the sand right now. The hallway kids haven't been making noise.
The kids, we kicked them out.
We kicked them out. They're now living in the desert with no water.
No, they go for a different apartment.
No way?
Yeah, different apartment. And they go by car. They come on, be careful.
Wait, they moved out?
Yeah. They complain because they make noisy.
She also pretty much confirmed that she does in fact manufacture all this drama because she knows the outrage in turn she can use for content. I know. Imagine my shock.
Hence Beezer. No, that's why I hate this community, because it's like people complain and clutch their pearls. Well, actually, it's because we were grocery shopping. We didn't finish everything because I'll tell you in a minute. And I was like, I need meat. The grocery stores have frozen meat, but they don't have like fresh. So if you want like fresh chicken, you have to go to a butcher, which guess what? If you eat meat, something gets killed. Okay? So if you can't see how your food gets sourced, maybe you shouldn't eat it. I mean, is Zach a vegetarian? If not, then he's the biggest hypocrite. Even vegetarians and vegans, like, I hate these sanctimonious people who like judge others for what they do in life. Like, yeah, I went through a whole phase of veganism and everything like that, but like everything is in my past, right? So I'm a different person now. This is my beliefs now.
You may not know this, but Chantal, much like her hero Anne Boleyn, likes to exist within her very small confined space. Her apartment, her condo, totally not a basement one with one tiny little window on it. What you may also not know is she's kind of locked in there all day. Not even joking. And Chantal likes to justify that, but you know what, let's have a little chuckle at the fact she's locked in her apartment with nowhere to go and nothing to do.
I just wanted to come on for a quick hey. While Saw is away. I'm lonely. I need attention every second of the day. Bye. Make sure your door's locked, yeah. Actually, I'm locked in here. Wait, am I locked in here? Yeah. The door the door locks. Like there's a keyhole and you have to have the key to open it. So I'm locked up. Watch everybody now.
That there is love, because he's making sure your beauty is not shared with the rest of the world. Now again, because of the symbiotic nature of FFG and Foodie beauty, or according to a picture from a recent community post, a beardless Ethan Ralph, for those comparing me, a human, having a cold or flu and getting treatment for it, to euthanizing a sick 21-year-old pet way past a blah 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 blah, I am ballsing this one up, aren't I? With severe arthritis and heart disease and more. I'll pray for you. You can only treat a cat living at that age with those conditions for so long until the inevitable, and most humane option will be the necessary, but FFG is the queen of prolonging suffering. Also, for the person who sent me this screenshot, I'll pray for myself after seeing this, thanks. Included is a picture of, as I said, a beardless Ethan Ralph. Another post, Chubby Boos update. I'm so happy he's being well taken care of by a non-psychotic, lovely person who won't scare him with a voice or hideous face. I'm very happy that this cat is doing well without you around, Chantal. Now, as alluded to in that first community post, Chantal wasn't well, and Mo Translates had to point something out on Twitter about this. Since Chantal used her own damn passport and the doctor may have noticed she has an untreated STI, this will only make it even more impossible for her to reside in Kuwait. STIs and STDs are still taboo in the Middle East, and you might get deported if you are not a resident. Also, I would like to make something clear because Chantal is an idiot. My entire time living in Egypt, I have never once seen a doctor's office or a waiting room have pillows in it. When I saw that in her video, I was really confused. That is unhygienic and not common across the Middle East. Here is a clip of Chantal discussing her illness.
So today I woke up and I was a lot worse. Like my voice, you should have heard it. Like my voice is almost normal now. It's surprising to me. And I was having hard time breathing. You know, after I made breakfast, I thought I'd see how it would go. I took my inhalers. I've been taking my inhalers, and I've been taking this herbal medicine called Travisil, and I pretty much almost finished the bottle in like 1 day or 2 days. So I decided to ask Salah if he would be able to take me to a clinic, so he did. I explained my symptoms to the doctor, and he then looked at my throat. I actually have a throat infection.
Hey, guess what, folks? We've got more community posts because Chantal just has to fabricate more drama. Hypocrites to the max. Edit. Also, those waiting for me to bite the dust are going to be hard-pressed to learn that I'm planning on living to be 96 exactly. I didn't realize you were Oliver Queen. Included is a comment from Capricorn Fairy. Shannon also left her cats behind the day she moved because she couldn't find them. Lack of planning on her part put the cats at risk. The next one, Hypocrites. Tracy TX.
Exactly. FFG got high and drove home high. Hypocrites.
What should I be worried about? Is the owl going to be possessed by the evil spirit of tea and dust and come to life and unalive me? Included an image for a thumbnail. Why is Salah giving Foodie Beauty an owl? This is a really good horror movie you guys should watch. Interesting choice of picture there. And finally, yes, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, another great flick. Tell 'em Large Marge sent ya. Okay, one last post before we move on. I don't know if you recognize this face. I believe it's Roman L. Roman. You still exist on this platform, clout-chasing drunk weirdo? If my car smelled like a dead rat, as you say, it's because you were in it. Vomiting emoji. I smelled bad and you were grossed out. But you couldn't keep your grimy, scammy hands off of me, and
I was the one
who turned you down, because your breath smelled like the 7th layer of hell. Hot garbage and strep. Remember, that's where your throat infection came from. In February, we speculated the reason Chantal went to Kuwait, came home and then went back so fast was to avoid paying taxes. Something which has all but been confirmed in March anyway. Comment. Chantal, get some professional tax advice. I heard you say something about not having to pay tax once you are a Kuwait resident, so can concentrate on paying off the Canadian-backed taxes. That's not how it will work. Even as a Kuwait resident rather than a Canadian resident, you will still be required to pay taxes on any YouTube earnings coming through your Canadian bank accounts. Don't take my word for it. Like I said, get proper professional advice. Reply. Actually, you don't know that. I will have Canadian bank accounts and taxing is based on residency. You've Google searched this, haven't you?
Don't get upset when you hear that people are talking bad about you. They have to talk about you, because when they talk about themselves, nobody listens.
Now, Chantal, while giving off the impression she was perhaps going to start streaming on Twitch again, actually started live streaming on TikTok, which is why I showed you that video. A video that lacked no level of irony to it. Via community post, she had indicated that her intention was to then start streaming exclusively on TikTok and keep videos on YouTube, along with doing a video debunking claims against her husband. Screenshots circulating about the business, and how reaction communities rely and thrive on fabrication and ridiculous theories. The final post for this related little subject being she would no longer do food videos showing her body, because people can't just go back and watch some of your golden hits on channels like Just Saying and Barbecue Chicken, right? Now, while Chantal was busy getting caught out in a number of lies courtesy of Karina Kaboom, she put out a video with Salah eating some food. Now, I found this interesting because she was eating with her hands. The tags were fascinating, yeah, but many criticized the fact she used her hands and a lot of the food fell to the floor. I found it fascinating because there's a fork on the plate. She could have just used that instead of using her rather odd, plump hand that can't scoop anything as some kind of large spoon when the fork on the plate would have been sufficient. Now, Chantal responded on a community post when it concerned the feeder content comment by saying, "Why is it considered this when fat people eat on camera but not when thin people do it? Newsflash, fat people eat. I know it's a strange concept for most, but there you have it." She also went on TikTok and made a 7-part video series. Yes, I have all 7. No, you're not suffering all of that. Going through the allegations of animal abuse. Part 2 of which, courtesy of a community post for a fact, was removed by false flagging and is under appeal. She followed up by saying, TikTok has a stricter bullying policy, so good luck bringing your toxic crap over here, reported instantly. And also here you got some loyal beezers giving her some positivity, but censored because they don't need to get hate, even though that comment will be public and undoubtedly found within a matter of seconds. While I said I wouldn't play all 7 parts, I'm still going to play a part. Part 2, in fact.
This person is a high school mean girl bully, miserable with themselves, and they project, her and her audience project on me every day. They steal my content and they make fun of me with it. So those same people here are coming on here and using animal abuse as a form of justifying their own vile actions towards me. So to make a long story short, I moved to the Middle East. A lot of people didn't think that that was the right choice for me. Again, you cannot dictate how somebody lives their life.
Oh, and while Chantal's busy totally not debunking any of the claims of animal abuse, she sticks Harry, her hamster, in an air fryer for a thumbnail and fobs it off as something cute.
No eating Howie. Oh yeah, the thumbnail. Yeah, we thought we'd make a joke of it. It was so cute. He's so cute. I'm like, I'm going to put Howie in the air fryer. I gave him lots of lettuce after for a treat, so he was happy. He's so cute.
Now, I'm not entirely sure whether we need to thank Salah or curse him out for this one, because Chantal got a brand new camera, courtesy of a new iPhone, and with this, no filters.
So, what do you think, babe?
Hello, guys.
Hi, there's no filters.
The quality is alright?
Let's try the quality on the other side.
Okay.
Go through Hardy's on foot. Deja vu, thank you. Thanks, guys. Look at the quality. There's no filters, so now you can see all my skin texture.
Additional to that is Chantal really has been digging her heels in via community posts, all since deleted, concerning contradictions, questions, queries, comments, not remotely debunking any of it to be honest, and making every excuse she could for why certain circumstances and situations, the cats more notably being the focus of this, were never truly resolved. In these lengthy posts, all she does is confirm the long-held belief that she really is the type to make every excuse and not provide one valid reason. Much of the criticism she receives, you can ignore a fair chunk of it, but because Chantal needs all of it for views, she latches on to even the stuff that isn't as important, and she will extend everything as far as she can to go as far as she can. Additionally, by the way, someone did on TikTok respond to her 7-part series debunking the allegations. It was a masterclass in sarcasm.
You know I'm gonna manipulate the out of you, and you're gonna eat it up and you're gonna watch me.
Well, now I'm just confused. Surely that whole 7-part series she posted on TikTok wasn't to try and manipulate her audience, was it? She wouldn't do something like that, would she? Chantal is just such a kind and loving creature, and I just want to see the good in her.
We all like to criticise the nature of the relationship Chantal is in with Salah. Chantal, while quite cross, has responded to that. So now our marriage is fake? Ha 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 ha. I knew it. Double face reveal. Anyway, I'm sure you are looking for clout, and I will not give you any more. How do you go from, you and Salah are family and Adam and I know you love each other and we would sponsor Salah blah blah, to now
messaging my husband
to accuse our marriage being fake? Only fake anything on this effing platform is
you.
Good riddance, weirdo. All of your supporters are gone. Nah. Fake ones, yeah. And again, good riddance. You also
lied
when we first asked you if it was you who sent the super chat. And no, I won't play messages because I'm not going to give you clout. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. You remember earlier I showed you a video of Chantal eating with her hands? I believe that took place at a restaurant called Al Shofar Restaurant. They then received reviews, by the way. Do you want to hear some of those? I had pleasure of enjoyment, though with my fellow tourist during our 3-day trip. However, we seen one big obese woman with a bearded man filming us that we didn't like. Food was good, but some man was filming a mother and son and filmed other people without their permission. They were hiding from the camera and still were posted to the internet. Only gave 1 star because there's a very strange couple there who took pictures of us eating and prevented us from eating the food. And place is great, but I couldn't eat my meal in peace since a massively obese Western woman kept filming me without my consent even though I was covering my face. Chantal addressed this in a community post obviously by talking about Doug Bernard, who films a lot of travel vlog content and doesn't blur out the faces of the local oik and or plebeian. Now I do tend to agree with some complaints about filming and then other people being in the shot. You should make a concerted effort, all creators should, to remove anyone that does not want to appear in your content, of course, and you need to have the permission of the establishment. That's just custom though for most creators. It's how we operate, says the guy with a cartoon avatar. I do also think it is nitpicking to hold people to, well, rather lofty standards. However, it is right to acknowledge this because the restaurant itself could get screwed over by being review bombed because of people who do not like Chantal. You have to play the game carefully and stop thinking yourself in a new environment and therefore untouchable.
BBJ, you're not going in the suitcase, you're going in a cardboard box. Cardboard box? It's probably a bag, Zeta. I think pets get buried in bags. Deal with it. Death is a thing.
Now, bad news for everyone that loves to watch her cook in such a confined space that is totally not a health and safety hazard. Chantal finds it way too hot to cook in her hijab, so until she is healthier, she'll have to forgo cooking live or on camera. But she'll do a regular hangout stream and maybe eat what she cooks with you guys. Yay! With Chantal's mental health taking a bit of a nosedive, she decided to take a break from YouTube to focus on herself, saying, also I see vultures are already picking apart and turning what I say into their own fact. when they know nothing is usual. I made an error when I said he can't go to Syria. I meant we, because we will always travel together. Duh. Syria is dangerous to travel to for anyone right now. I really think your community is majorly messed up if you feel it's okay to dive into personal lives when you don't know someone's story fully. Blah 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 blah, everyone is vultures. She also went on a bit of a delete spree because of community posts like the first one. Yeah, I've got the video here. I'm just going to let this one play out for a second, maybe just waffle for a bit. How are you all today? Are you enjoying this long video? Could you smash the like? It means the world to me, especially considering I'm making this on the 22nd of April. It's exhausting. By the way, Chantel's little hiatus didn't last long. She started raging less than a day later on her community tab. Moving on from that, she gave us a tour on the Salah and Chantel YouTube channel of their apartment. It's quite small. I know size isn't everything, but there are limitations to how much one person's willing to suffer.
Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Kareem. Come on in. Welcome home, Habibi.
Wa alaikum assalam. Actually, guys, I've been working on this apartment since Chantal was in Canada, you know. I did my best, and I hope you guys like it.
My husband is Syrian, in case those of you who don't know. Those of you who were wondering, we do have central air system here. Here we have this organization area, actually. It's really convenient. We can put our wedding rings here, wallet, keys, change, phone. And this is the whole gaming station.
With the shisha.
And, of course, the Beezer signature scent, Rose Vanilla. First, this partition here, this curtain was put up, and it's actually really convenient because it allows extra privacy. So if Salah wants to have his friends over, his male friends, they can socialize in here, and I can do my thing in the kitchen or in the room. Also, if we order things, then we can just go like this, so I don't have to full hijab.
For someone that edits videos, your audio and balancing is remarkable. Oh, and by the way, these super chats should be mentioned. Twice you have admitted to contacting perfectly imperfect jobs and getting them fired. Every one of your streams are about FFG, Missimu and other reactors for months. Can you address if you're now a failed reaction channel hypocrite? Well, she certainly needs to pay the rent on that dingy little hellhole she calls a paradise. And using her remarkable privilege to get someone fired from their job. You saw the community post earlier in the form of video I used when I was chatting just some random BS. Yeah, this crap. You are no better than the very people you constantly say you're better than and will move on from.
And they call me a narcissist. Narcissists don't like the truth and they deflect. So what does that tell you about all these channels? Number one, that word gets thrown around like you don't even know. Who are you? Are you even qualified to call someone a narcissist? Like, are you a psychologist? No, you don't know anything about anyone.
5 minutes later.
She says she's not friends with Just Saying because she used a pic of her ex and it hurt her. She's a narcissist.
By the way, this donation's quite high. It's not sus. In a stream titled Goodbye Foodie Beauties, Chantel made a few points. More notably, she confirmed that she knew BBJ had kidney problems, arthritis and really bad teeth and decided not to do anything about it.
Even the last time I brought her to the vet, she had starting of kidney problems, she had arthritis, she had really bad teeth. So, and am I supposed to torture her and bring her to the vet every week? I don't get it. Like, seriously.
Not long after that, she actually did a separate stream, feeding stray cats at the beach bees, and I'm not playing clips from that. During the month of March, it was also Chantal's birthday, which she celebrated in Kuwait during Ramadan. I'm not too familiar with Ramadan as a festive season, so I'm not going to pretend to understand what it is she's trying to accomplish within this festive month, while she was also promoting Salah's Ramadan perfumes in a disinfectant bottle. 3 more posts, though, for the month of March. One exceedingly long, even by Chantel's standards. Reaction channels. Let's all sit around and do nothing and wait for Foodie Beauty to work on her content and upload. Can someone tell me exactly how it is fair for me to make a simple video, a simple vlog, a simple stream talking to my own community, only to have at least 10 or more reactors go on a live with their community immediately or soon after I post? If they're stream snipers, I don't consider them creators, they are cretins. They should be excommunicated. This goes on for a while, and oddly enough, Chantal in this very post does make some valid points if you take the points away from the, well, rather substantial amount of wording here. It's just a shame that because it comes from Chantal, many won't listen to that. The second is also really long, and mostly in caps. Alright, I've had enough. If reaction channels are so interesting on their own, good luck vlogging because I'm out of here. She then talks about animal abuse, animal control, and then a huge amount of caps lock that even I can't read all that, and then finishing with a picture of her and BBJ, I believe. The final post, just a small update. I do miss you guys, but I need some time away from my mental health. FYI, she's back on April the 1st.